Hello. I haven't made a video in so long. I don't know how long it's been. I've tried a few times. I've hit the record button and I've recorded different things, but the message always felt incomplete, and I never went ahead with actually posting anything. So hopefully this one turns out to be the one that I share. And I want this one to be about basically just sharing where I am on my journey and finding out if anyone can relate. So, I have no message to put across, spirit message. I have no advice. This is just kind of an update as to where one twin flame is. And, let me know if this resonates with you. So basically, it's been, probably a month since I posted my last video about the soul sharing experience I had, where I had a vision and I'd been asking, my higher self, what does it mean to share a soul with somebody? Why am I even a twin flame? What does that mean? And I was invited into this vision where myself and my twin were part of this kind of energetic unit. So I described all that in my last video, and it was pretty trippy and out there, and I was completely sober when it happened, and just based on the amount of likes and comments, very little. I don't know if a lot of people could relate, and I wonder if sharing a soul, if that's an individual experience for everybody. Maybe everybody's physical reincarnation will manifest that in a different way for themselves and their twins. So anyway, I shared what I felt was my soul sharing experience on a totally etheric level. And prior to that, I also had a dream. I shared about a dream I had about my twin. So those were my last two videos, a really profound, vivid dream and a really profound, vivid vision. So since then, I think it might even be a month and a half since I've posted anything. I have pretty much had nothing happen in the 3D. So, I have been listening to different twin flame advisors and spirit channelers talk about, the time is now for union and it's coming up and twins are coming together. And so there's two things. Like, on one hand, in my 3D, there is nothing going on those levels. I'm super busy with my career. I'm super busy with school. I hardly have an extra minute in the day. And so I am not as preoccupied with the whole twin flame concept as I have been ever since I got introduced to it this time last year, just because I guess, as we're all on this journey to self-love, and I've come far enough on my journey to realize my focus needs to go inward. So I've made some decisions that are really nurturing my evolution, which is going back to school. And as well, I'm working on this soul realignment course in order to help people access more of their divine source energy. So the other aspect is holistic nutrition. So a lot going on in addition to my full-time job as an editor and writer. So pretty busy. So soul flame thinking and, distress or worry or sadness has taken a backseat to all that. But that being said, as twin flames know, the connection never dies. The connection never goes away. So no matter how busy I am, there's always that sense in the back of my mind about this connection. And of course, at different times during the week or during the day, I kind of think about being single, wondering about what my next relationship will be, wondering how this person what role they'll take in my life, how we'll interact, how my life will need to adjust for this person, that kind of thing. And so, and I really have lost the attachment over the person who, you know, by like it's hard talking about this person as my twin because we're not in touch. He's with someone else, and I have no confirmation from him that this is who he is. All I know is this person I've known for almost 20 years, and my love for this person, because this person's been unavailable to me, it's caused me to love myself, and it's been the most profound, impactful relationship in my life as a result of this. And then therefore it's been explained to me he's my twin. Questions: why has the separation been so long? Why is there no union upcoming? Am I meant to be on this planet knowing who he is, having him not acknowledge me? Is that my experience in this lifetime? And then, I hear videos and watch videos and hear what people have to say. If you've met your twin, union is definitely at hand. And so, and as anyone knows who's been listening to me, I really have a hard time with the whole focus being on union. So while I've taken the focus off union and I've focused completely on myself, which is what I think the whole point is, and I'm even closer to my divine expression than I ever have been in my life, with less blocks and hang-ups and more self-love than at any other point. There's still this question mark of, I can't imagine that I'm expected to be some nun or saint without another person in my life. And I'm in my early 40s. I would really like to be with someone in a romantic sense. And so there's, of course, this question of who is it going to be, or how is this going to play out, and what does all this mean? And if this is my twin, why aren't I with them? And no one has any answers for me in that regard. I've had a couple of readings, and one person said, "Oh, you'll hear from him," and I didn't. Although I did have the dream, so maybe they read into the fact that I would hear from him in the 5D. Another woman said, he is with a soulmate, and you have to accept that soulmates are just as important as twin flames. But then that still leaves me hanging. What about me? I've had another reader tell me I'll have a soul mate come into my life by this fall, and that hasn't happened. I would say now that November's around the corner, we're moving into winter, and I'm still alone. So, as much as you can go out and seek external sources to explain to you your own situation, it's really only within yourself that you can find those answers. And so along these lines, I have had this kind of euphoria bubble up every once in a while, like this inexplicable sense of happiness and connection. And so, it could be any number of things. I've either united with my twin in the fifth dimension, and it's only going to be a matter of time before our 3D selves catch up to that union. So that's the euphoria I feel. Or I've reached a point in my life where I've never been so happy and fulfilled and sure of myself and my direction. So it could just be happiness in response to the feeling of self-love that I'm carrying with me now. But there's one thing that is really kind of creeping up on me, and it's this presence. And there's also a very sexual presence about it. This person comes into my personal space, embraces me. There's a lot of sexual energy around it, and I don't know what this is. I don't know if this is. And then I've even wondered, perhaps the person who has been my guide through the last 20 years, bringing me to this point, isn't my twin flame, and everyone's wrong. And in fact, I have yet to meet my twin flame, or maybe my twin flame isn't even incarnated, although I have asked my higher self and this presence, are you incarnated? And they've said yes. So it's kind of mysterious, and it's that mystery right now that's really frustrating me, and makes me sad, because I feel like I'm not being brought in on the secret. What's going on here? What is this presence? Who is this presence? At what point will this presence manifest in the 3D for me? Will they ever? It's almost quite coy, and And, if I tap into my most wisest part of myself, I understand that it's all divine timing and I can't have any kind of external desires because that's coming from a place of ego. But come on, we're all human at the end of the day. And I guess, I operate in that human space most of the day with my ego to get through work and interact with people and get stuff done. So, of course, you're going to be in that place of ego since it is, one of the tools in our toolbox to help us cope with 3D life. So, as much as, I can transcend it in meditation and these moments of enlightenment, it's hard being on your own and having none of these questions answered, but still being drawn to the twin flame concept. And there's a new person I found online called the Twin Flame Matchmaker, and she's got some cool stuff. And I like how she really brings the focus on you as being a twin flame. And so, anyway, according to the stuff she puts out, I am completely sure I am a twin. Do I know who my counterpart is? No. But I guess just resting in the knowledge that I am a twin flame and kind of taking it from there, what is to be is a really healthy place to be in. So, I said I wouldn't give any advice at the start of this, but I guess from where I'm at, the advice I would give to anyone is instead of focusing on who you think your twin is or who people are telling you your twin is and who every, crazy synchronistic thing that's happened around them points to them as your twin flame, instead of focusing on that, focus on yourself as being a twin flame and turn again. It's all about bringing the focus back to ourselves. And then again, if you're like me and you're alone and single and everyone around you is in some kind of relationship, whether, you think they might be with their twin or they're with a soulmate, and how hard it is to be on your own and to have all these feelings and to have these desires and to have this sense that you are meant to connect with someone on a really spiritual level, but they're nowhere to be seen. Man, I'm with you. It's tough. It's really tough. And there's not really anything that can happen to get you away from that, because like I said, I am so busy. I probably need another 3 days in any given week to get stuff done without falling behind. And no matter how busy I am and how supportive and wonderful all the relationships are in my life and how far I've come, I'm still in that space where I think humans want to be and have that close companionship. That's how we're biologically designed. So what I have had in the last little while is 2 different dreams about the man who is, or is, but I'm no longer with him, my false twin. So I'm going to take that as a sign that maybe rather than focusing on my present, I should go back and talk to, share about my experiences leading up to this point. I've had the initial encounter. I've had the incredible synchronicities. I've had a long separation. I've had the evolution, spiritual evolution. I've had the personal growth, and I've also had the false flame experience. And I think my experience might be somewhat unique in that I met my false twin after meeting my twin. Or, again, maybe I haven't met my twin and they're both false twins. Who frickin' knows? But I definitely have had a false twin experience that has come and gone and is completely resolved, and I've learned everything I need to have learned from it. And I think this is what I'm being asked to share, which I'm not going to do in this video because it's probably a series. It spanned 6 years of my life, and it was really a lot of stuff that happened in it was incredibly uncanny. And I know that it's resolved because in these 2 dreams, he came to me in the dreams, and while we had so much turbulence and negative feelings when our relationship ended 5 years ago, I think I can say for sure now that both of us have resolved those, because our presence together in the dreams was very peaceful, resolved, and kind of respectful of each other as different entities, and realizing the impact we had on each other's lives which ultimately, while seemingly very negative at the time, ultimately has been incredibly positive. And so, yeah, but the similarities between the false and, for the sake of me making my thoughts clear, I will stick to this 18 plus relationship as the twin, and I will speak about the false twin as a false twin, and just the way it played out and how it was related to the first encounter with the first one. Things like they had the same name, they looked the same, I met them in the same place, and then how I tried to convince myself the false twin was the one I should be with, and when that ended, I came around and realized my heart still was with the first one. So anyway, kind of garbled right now. Like I said, that's going to be something I tackle in my next few videos, but I just wanted to put a message out there, let people know where I was at. I'm still doing this. I'm still there. I'm just so busy on my journey of self-love that it's hard to revisit the twin flame concept, to be honest, because it has taken a bit of a back seat, which I think is healthy. And so yeah, love to everybody. And I do think that there's something so incredible when you feel an incredibly spiritual connection to someone, and really it's only time that shows you the depth and the power of that connection. So, if you've just met someone and you think they're your twin, give it 5 years, 10 years. This is a connection that has nothing to do with time, and it's beyond that. It's beyond all of our definitions of 3D relationships, and how they cater to our ego and need for security, and the twin flame connection. I almost wish there was another name for it, because this one's just been so, I don't know what the word is. There's so many. It would just be nice to have a different label for what I think truly is a spiritual, energetic phenomenon for those of us who are aware of ourselves as souls in the 3D, and how we perceive others through this whole kind of 3D matrix, and those who really stand out bright lights and guide us. The reverence there we feel for those people doesn't necessarily have to translate into any kind of relationship anytime soon. So, while I have let go of this person as someone I'm going to connect with, man, the desire to even just sit with this person and discuss with them, I guess what I'm having to do is wait for them to get to this point where they're aware enough or even willing to share on that level. And until they get there, this connection isn't going to happen. And so, yeah, I'm putting it out there, universe. I'm ready for a relationship, and I never thought I'd say this, but I'm ready for a relationship with someone who's not my twin flame. So hopefully, the next person who comes into my life is a highly evolved spiritual person who is either not connecting with their twin flame but is aware of it, or their twin flame hasn't incarnated, so they're also wanting to share a physical connection, yet are aware that their highest divine connection is not available to them. So if I could come into a partnership where, the last thing you want to do is deceive someone and saying, I love you, I want to be with you, but ultimately you feel this draw. And in my experience, it's a draw that is now a lifetime old, 20 years almost. So I would want to be honest with someone in my life and let them know, but I feel someone could only understand that level of honesty if they themselves were also in the same boat. So anyway, remains to be seen, but I will be sharing about the twin or the false flame experience coming up. So peace out, love to you all, and take care. Namaste.